Hi everyone, my name is Stephanie and I'm a preschool special education teacher in Connecticut. I know it has been forever since I last uploaded a video, but I finally have a day off and I figured that this would be a great time to kind of check in, give you some updates on what things have been like these past couple months and just let you know how I'm doing. So it has been quite a long time since I last uploaded, but as I'm sure many of you are experiencing, it is just such a hectic time. And, YouTube isn't a priority for me when I have to focus on all these other things that are going on. So anyways, I thought I would check in, tell you a little bit about what's been going on, give you some updates, and here we go. So at the beginning of the year, when I was getting my class list and kind of setting things up, I had a different makeup of kids than I do now. So I'll tell you that some of the students who are being integrated into my classroom have changed. They were able to hire another teacher. So the afternoons are very different now in that the ABA teacher can continue to work with students in the afternoon. Before she had a different class, but now she can work with the ABA kids in the afternoon, which means that the students who integrate in my afternoon now have less time with me and more time in ABA, which is what they need. It's more appropriate for them for where they're at developmentally. They need a little bit more of that one-on-one time. So they're only integrating into my class when it's appropriate for them. So that's awesome. I'm definitely very glad that we were able to kind of change up that schedule a bit. And the particular kids who integrate into my room have changed. So, when I was first making my class list, I made, name tags and everything with certain kids, and then they ended up switching, which is annoying, but it's fine. So the kids who are integrating into my class are kids that I had last year because I was the ABA teacher last year. So they're kids that I know, and I kind of have some tricks up my sleeve that, are beneficial to them, that work really well with them. So that's nice to be able to continue working with some of the same kids. And then I did have one student who was integrating into my room who moved. So, that was kind of a sad time because he wasn't going to be in our class anymore. We explained to the kids that his family moved to a new house, so he had to go to a school that was closer to his new house. So they were sad about it, but we're okay. Hopefully I'll get to, chat with him. I know that his new teachers have been in contact with the school, just so we can send over some appropriate information that they need, things that will be helpful to them. Yeah, hopefully we'll get to, still contact him. I know the mom has been very nice. She gave me her number and her email and said, we are really appreciative of everything that you've done for our son. Please, take my contact information. I would love to, continue working with you in the future if things come up, whatever. Hopefully we'll get to talk again. So that was just very nice of her. But yeah, so with all that, and then we have some other students who moved over the summer who we thought were going to be in my class, but then over the summer they moved, so they weren't in my class. So it's just been kind of a mess. I guess there was a glitch in our system. So there were some kids who moved over the summer who were on my list, but because they moved, were no longer coming to my class. But then there were a couple of kids who were not on my list who should have been. So it was a little bit of a mess, that day before school when I was getting new kids and I was like, what is happening? But it's fine. We survived. I've had one kid come into my room just under observation, so not as a new student, but because in Connecticut there's a birth to 3 program where as soon as you are identified as needing some sort of special services, you can get those. And then once you turn 3, it falls on the public school system to provide those services if you qualify. So we do some observations of students just before their 3rd birthday, so we can see if they will continue to need services in the school system. So I've had a student the past couple weeks in my class for observation, which has been fun, getting to know a new friend. But this friend will no longer be in my class come tomorrow. Yesterday was her last day of observation. So it's just been, a lot of kids in and out and changes being made. But I think as of right now, my class list is set. There's one other student in the ABA room who there's talks of hopefully getting him to a place where he can start some more integration time, and he'll be in my room, which is exciting. But he's not quite there yet. So, that's still kind of up in the air, but I have pretty much a set class list for now. Let's see, what else can I tell you? I have 2 paras in my classroom. I'm supposed to have 2 paras in my classroom. Unfortunately, both of them are out, not because they themselves are sick, but either because of, some other medical things that they're recovering from, or because they were in contact with someone who was sick. They are no longer in my class. Hopefully, the plan is that one of them will come back right after our Thanksgiving break. And then the other one is hoping to come back before our winter break. So we'll see. It's definitely been tricky because I've had one out for a very long time because she is recovering from some procedures. And we haven't been able to find a sub for her. So they've been putting someone in my room, just if they had extra hands. The person that has been most consistently in my room in her place has been amazing, and I love him. And I'm really trying to convince him to apply for a full-time para position because I think he would be great. I think at first he was kind of nervous because he hadn't done something like this before and was, kind of trying to figure out, what preschool is like and what being a para is like, but he's been so great. So I'm really hoping that he will decide to apply for a full-time position. But so they've been kind of putting him in my room, if they can, if they don't need him someplace else. Because I had another para, it was kind of my needs were lower on the totem pole because I had another adult in there and we could survive without a second para. But when they did have someone, they would put him in, which was really helpful. And then more recently, the other para ended up needing to be out for a while. That was, starting Monday. So that was just really hectic trying to figure that out. But there was another student who's going to be out for a while. So their one-on-one para is going to be working in my room for a while. So it's just kind of trying to juggle things and move all these pieces around. Because we're in a position where so many people are not comfortable coming into a school system because of their own medical needs or concerns, it's a lot harder to find substitutes and to move those people around, especially when you're concerned about trying to keep the same people together for an extended period of time. So there's not as much interaction between groups. It's really tricky, but we're surviving so far, knock on wood. My kids are really great. So behaviorally and things, I could manage it by myself, but I don't have a bathroom in my classroom. So if a child needs to go to the bathroom, having someone else in the room to be able to take them is super helpful. So things like that, we're trying to figure it out, but we're managing, we're doing our best, and we're trying to be positive. There is a possibility that we might go to distance learning. They said starting tomorrow, is when the possibility kicks in. Not because a bunch of people are sick, but because there are a bunch of staff who need to quarantine because they've been in close contact with someone who's been sick. And if we don't have a sufficient amount of staff to, provide support to these children, then we might need to close. So that way the kids are at home. I would still have to go into school and be teaching over the computer from school. I don't know. It's been a mess. I sent a bunch of stuff home yesterday just in case, because I was worried that, something might happen. And I talked with another teacher and she said, that she was going to send a bunch of stuff home. So hopefully I'll see my kids tomorrow in person, but who knows? I do have a couple of my kids who are home quarantining. And so it's scary, It's a scary time we live in. I have kids who have been in contact with people who are sick, so they need to be home just in case. And that's hard for them. It's scary for the rest of us. But that's the world that we live in currently, and I'm trying my best to stay positive, especially for these kids, and, just do what's best for them. So let's see, what else can I tell you about? I am currently taking classes towards my master's. Right now, I have the Connecticut 113 certification, which is special ed in preschool and kindergarten, and then regular ed up through third grade. And I am working on my master's to get my special ed certification extended through 12th grade. Not that I ever really want to teach big kids, but it's nice to have, it's more education, and it will hopefully help me in the future if I do want to teach older than kindergarten. But I will say that with the pandemic and everything, it has been very hard to focus on those classes. So I will be taking a break next semester, which is fine. Like, I still have time. I have 10 years or something. Before I need to get my master's, based on Connecticut certification rules. But it's just been so hard to focus on that work when I am not a person who does well with online schooling. I've tried online classes in the past, and it's just something that I had a very hard time with, especially asynchronous stuff where I'm not on a live call face to face with a professor. It's something that I have a very hard time with. So, it's just been a really hard time. I'm not I don't have the mental capacity to be focusing on those classes right now, which is not beneficial to me because I'm not getting as much out of it as I would like. And I can't be putting in the proper amount of effort to these classes if I'm not in that mental space. So I'm going to finish up these classes. December 7th, I think, is my last day of the semester. So I'll finish up these classes, and then I'm going to take a break for the winter and the spring. And then hopefully we can get to a place where it's safe for me to be in person, because that's how I learn. I learn a lot better when I'm in person versus doing this stuff online. So fingers crossed that things will get back to a place where I can safely attend classes in person, and then we can go from there and I can continue working on my degree. But for now, I'm going to have to take a break, and, that's something that I'm okay with, because I know that it's what's best for me. And yeah, it's definitely I like the professors that I have. I'm learning a lot, but it's just very straining. It's draining to be able to have to be on these classes every day where I'm doing work, but I'm not getting the interaction that I need. And being a teacher, I know how important that is, So it's been tricky, but I'm trying my best. We're working on it, and hopefully we'll get to a place soon where things will be a little bit different. So academically, we have covered a lot this school year. I'm actually really proud of my kids for picking up on things so quickly. It's definitely a different experience this year being in an integrated class versus being in the ABA class last year. It's so different. Last year, most of my kids didn't speak. And so now, there are kids that will actually talk back to me and we can have conversations. it was like the first day of school when I had these blocks out and the kids were building, and one of them used like a cylindrical block on top of their structure. And I was like, wow, that looks like a smokestack. And like, it was just so amazing to me that the child had this vocabulary and was able to verbalize it and make that connection. Like, it's just so amazing to me. Like, these kids are amazing. But yeah, we've covered a lot. This year, I am learning a whole lot about handwriting without tears. This is something that the preschool 4 classes have done in the past, but because last year I was with the 3-year-olds, it's not something I've experienced. So I'm trying it. I'm learning a lot. I really like it. I definitely, I won't say that I'm a person who likes doing like a letter a week kind of thing. Like our letter of the day, our letter of the week, and like only focusing on that. That's not something that I've done in the past, and not something that I really wanted to do, but that's kind of the way this is structured and the way that, we do it in my school. So I'm trying it out. I definitely like the handwriting program. I think that like the vocabulary that they use and the videos that they've provided and all these different things are really helpful to the kids. So I'm trying to keep an open mind about it. We're trying it. I really like it. So far, the kids definitely seem to be getting something out of it, and hopefully they will continue to do well with it. So this week we are learning all about the farm, and one of the things that I think is really cool this year is I signed up for this Discover Dairy program where we adopt a cow, and every week they'll send us, some different activities related to cows and farms and things. And then we'll also get some updates on our baby calf as soon as it's born, hopefully this weekend. It sounds like the due date is this weekend, so hopefully, we'll get some information soon. Because we have been learning about the farm this week, it's just been really cool to kind of make those connections and like share pictures of actual farmers. So our our contact is Farmer Nate, and hopefully Nate will be able to send us some pictures of our baby cow soon, so we can, start getting to know her. And I'm really excited about it. The kids are really excited about it too. They're sad that we can't actually have our pet cow in our classroom, that the cow has to live on the farm. But it'll still be really fun, and I'm excited about that. Yeah. We've definitely been learning a lot this year. I did, just our basic kind of introductory assessment at the beginning of the year to see what the kids know already, what I still need to teach them. And I've noticed that a lot of my kids are struggling with letter identification because when I do the assessment, I mix up the letters. So rather than going in alphabetical order, which is really easy to go A, B, C and kind of point them out, when we mix it up, they have a harder time expressively identifying letters, which is normal for kids who have never been in a school setting before. If that's not something that their family really focuses on with them at home, then that's something that they won't have a lot of exposure to. So that's definitely something that I want to focus on this year. That is going to be one of my student learning objectives that I focus on as part of like my teacher evaluation. But also I am in a mentorship program that in Connecticut you have to do for your first couple years of teaching. And so my mentor is a literacy coach. So she really focuses on things like letters and those early literacy skills. She tends to work mainly with kindergartners. So she kind of knows what the goal is for my kids moving forward into their next year. So she is helping me to really work on teaching some of those literacy skills. I think that I personally am great at incorporating, a lot of different literacy skills into different learning activities and different opportunities for kids throughout the day. But something that I really need to work on is teaching those skills in an explicit, like, whole group lesson. So that's something that I definitely am going to be working on this year, and my mentor is really going to help me with, so I'm excited about that. But yeah, it was actually really cool to kind of see where the kids are. I have some kids who know all of their letters, but most of them do not. You know, they might know the letters in their name, or just even their first letter. And so that's definitely a place where we have room to grow. So we'll continue to work on that throughout the year. And hopefully, as I learn more about how to teach these literacy skills, the kids will start to learn these literacy skills a lot more. So I guess just more kind of on like a personal, not as academic level, I'll tell you some of the things that I've been working on since we last spoke. So I have been doing a lot of work with my Cricut lately. I have these cute little Halloween earrings that I've been making a lot of. I'll leave some links if you're interested in seeing more of the jewelry that I've made. But I've been loving it. I decided that I really like working with this pleather material. It's a faux leather, and I really like working with this, cutting it out on the Cricut machine and then working to put it together. I loved making jewelry when I was little, and, you know, just like with beads and things. And now that I've started to learn how to incorporate this new material, it's been really fun. So I've been making a lot of jewelry with that. I've been making a lot of masks. I got this cute Hulk one that is half finished right now. I need to attach the attachments, the strings. But I've been making some masks lately. I have a neighbor back home who used to quilt a lot and has a bunch of material left over that she wasn't using anymore. So she gave me a bunch of really cute material. Like this one that I really love. It's like a little daisy. I think it's really cute. So I've been making a lot of masks. I've also been doing some work with reverse canvas. So that's been really fun. I painted some frames and have been attaching the canvases. So here's one that came out really cute that I'm really proud of. But yeah, so that's kind of what I've been working on. I recently watched Julie and the Phantoms like 5,000 times. Such a good show. It's very cheesy. Like, even for a kid's show, it's very cheesy, but the music is great. The representation is amazing, and I absolutely love it, and you should definitely check it out. What else? I have been reading The Vampire Diaries and watching the show, and it is the most ridiculously dramatic thing I've ever seen in my whole entire life. But I love it. So that's been fun. And yeah, it's just kind of been it's been a very stressful time. So whenever I can take the time to and have the energy to, do something creative, I try to, just to give myself a break. But yeah, that's what I've been doing here. One of the other really cool things that I wanted to share with you is that I am now an ambassador for an amazing company, and I'm so excited to work with them. So they're not paying me to talk about them or anything, but I do get a small commission for every purchase that's made using my special code. But the company that I'm working with is called Pride Apparel, and it is run by such a sweet couple. And it's a small business, which I love. And one of their main focuses is on being ethical and using ethical business practices. So for example, I bought this flag, and I'll put a picture here of the flag in my classroom. One of the things that I talked to them about when I was first ordering this flag is that they were really working on producing it ethically. So they wanted to be able to pay the workers who were making the flag and to do it in a way that was safe for everybody involved. So I absolutely love that, and I'm really glad that that's something that they focus on. And they also really focus on promoting the idea of being proud of who you are and loving yourself and loving others. So it's a great company, and I love them. And if you go to their website and you use the code TEACHTHEPRIDE, then you can get 20% off your purchase. Like I said, I'll show you what It looks like in my classroom, I have the flag up, which I absolutely love. We call that our rainbow door because we have 2 doors in my classroom. So we have our one door that we use the majority of the time, and then we have our rainbow door. So sometimes if we're going out, a way that it's easier to go through the rainbow door, then we'll use the rainbow door. And the kids really love that. But it also shows everybody who comes into my room that I am a safe person to talk to, that they are welcome in my classroom, and that's something that's really important to me. So I'm really glad that I got to do that. They also have amazing apparel, obviously, and they have stickers and such amazing things. I have a couple stickers on my water bottle that are really fun. But yeah, definitely check them out. I'll leave a link down below where you can get to their store. And like I said, if you use the code TEACHTHEPRIDE, you get 20% off, which is really cool. And I get a small commission as well. So yeah, it's just really exciting. And I love that, I'm getting to work with a company that promotes loving who you are and loving other people for who they are, because that's such a big part of my job as an educator. Is to help people learn to love and accept everyone. So I love it. I'm really excited about it, and I wanted to share that with you. So yeah, that's my update. Like I said, today I have the day off. It is Veterans Day, so we do not have school today. So I am trying to kind of balance a lazy day with getting work done for grad classes. So let's see, it is just almost 1 o'clock right now. So I am going to take a little bit more of a lazy day and just kind of hang out, watch some TV, read a book. And then I definitely have to get into doing some work. I have some work due tomorrow that I need to finish. And then I'm going to try and do as much work as I can because I know I don't get a lot done during the week. So I'm trying my best. I'm hanging in there as best I can. If anyone else is doing really well during this time and wants to share their secrets, please do. But yeah, for now, I guess it's just really focusing on trying my best and being there for the kids while also being there for myself. And really taking that time to take care of my body and my brain. And that's all we can do at this point. So thank you for watching. Like I said, I'll leave some links down below if you want to see some of the other stuff that I've been working on. I'll also leave a link to my Instagram where I am slightly more active, so you'll see more stuff there. And yeah, that's all I got for you today. Thanks for watching. Hopefully my next video will be a little bit quicker than this one to get uploaded, but stay tuned, and I will talk to you later. Bye.